I,
Yeah, he's good.
he can just join in. So. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get the meeting called to order. I know it's after 1 o'clock a little bit, but, welcome everyone to the Regional Transportation Council meeting. Kipta, and, guess, you've done the roll call, I suppose, everyone signed in, I hope. We have the, minutes from the previous meeting that need to be approved.
Everyone, because it's a big conference on it today.
Okay, great, thank you. Mr. Chairman, I'll go ahead and make that motion to approve the minutes.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Park, second by Mr. Bates. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Now we have public comments,
Judge, there were no public comments.
okay? Easy enough. County transportation updates. Anyone, Shelby or Henry, you all would like to talk about any updates?
Well, hopefully we get ready to start getting some stuff took care of in Henry County. Of course, they're working on 146, and man, they're moving a lot of dirt there, and making it, I think it's gonna be a big benefit to our county. And we just met with, they come to our last meeting on the rural secondary roads and, had some discussion over that. We, of course, we got a lot of roads that need attention, but there's not a lot of money, so we try to get the attention where it's the worst. And we're not like Shelby County, they get every road blacktop, but they got Luke Bryant coming. But no, it's we're doing well, I think.
All right, thank you. John,
Ryan's on here. I thought I'd ask Ryan if you wanted to give us an update on Shelby County roads.
John, I don't really have anything to update. Really nothing going that I'm aware of that I need to give. I don't know if Lawrence has something, and since he's a road supervisor.
We're good.
For now.
that sounds good. We're kind of like, we have a lot of similarities there in Henry County, Mr. Cheney and Mr. Bullock and two separate Mr. Tipton and Mr. Hall came and visited us on Monday and gave us a presentation of what we had going on, the projects we had finished up, and one more blacktopping project we have to do. And all that sounded good, and we had Mago got our blacktop bid, and now they're about 3 weeks out. We're ready to blacktop in Spencer County. I had 200,000 budgeted. We put another 185,000 in, so we could immediately get started blacktopping. And then, of course, we have about something shy of 400 on flex funds that we're going to try to blacktop. And I told my road foreman to get them in here, and they've got a big project on 65 and big project on BG Parkway. So hopefully we'll get them when they can get loose. They can lay a lot of blacktop when they get loose quick. So that's kind of where we are. We've got some bad places and some roads, as everyone does, but overall, I remember 40 years ago, the surfaces of the roads were not nearly as good as they are currently. That goes for all roads. That's where we are. All right. Anything else on the county transportation updates? I don't know, Mr. James, you have anything to add at any point, just please speak up.
I do want to thank all the judges for having at your meeting, able to talk through the projects, not just the rural secondary projects, but everything else. And the problem sure has. And anytime you don't get the answer that you want from Frankfurt, rural municipal aid, contact us. We talk through it and figure out something. I know, you've all got flex money that you want to spend. Discretionary money too. Have you all applied for discretionary funds?
I haven't been over, but
Okay. Those are a little unique in that the way that they're reimbursed is different than the rural secondary reimbursement. They come out of the district office, the FD 39 funds, so all the forms are different. You know, the forms that are online for rural secondary for your statement of charges, but they're all different.
okay,
So if you do get FD 39 money, let me know and I'll send you copies of all the forms that we need for the reimbursements.
all right.
Yeah, I know Mr. Squirrel that was here a meeting ago, I suppose. Basically, I'm learning this as I go, being a new judge, but till you get all your flex documents, you don't need to turn your discretionary in. So we're right at that point. So anyhow, we've got our discretionary roads identified. They're on a piece of paper. We gotta wait and get the flex and then.
Well, the discretionary money is different than flex discretionary.
Yeah, but that is right, that is right.
It is.
We can't do the discretion until we execute the flex.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah. I'll miss Commissioner Lewis. Whenever they have meetings, we had X dollars, and now we're down to, we had 38, now we're down to 6, but that year's passed, and now we're into a new year, whatever the amount was. I'm afraid that my county, I hope we're not late on it. And then we have to have those roads that are 8s or 9s, pretty much not work. And I failed to mention a minute ago, you all may be doing it too, that March 3rd storm, we had some road damage from all that heavy rain that we had way back in March, and FEMA has been out inspecting spots. We done have them come out and look at spots, and then these came out and measured what was lost. So we're going through that process on several different road areas.
We used to have
Cable
a,
slips, okay,
we used to have a win.
I got you. Y'all did of course, we did all the cleanup and kept that separate. And we've got that done, we've already burned that pile up. We got it measured, permitted to burn and stuff. It's a whole lot to do.
It's a whole, here's the thing for me as a new judge, you as a new judge, I know John Hart has dealt with it before, but John Ogden is dealing with the same issues, all of us new guys, and we don't know all the roads, and so any advice I can give from anybody, I try to take.
But anyway, we're getting through it, and just soon not have those FEMA disasters ever, but we know they'll come. But anyway, learning the process, it's a good process. It's just like you said, figure it all out, and we know how to go through it all. So I'll move on. The selection of the 9 boost projects for the KYTC shift prioritization. Action requested. So,
We do have 9 boosts for the district. If we start alphabetically, we'd start with Henry County, which I had the pleasure of speaking with Judge Bates yesterday on the phone. And we discussed the 2 highlighted projects in the packet, which was reconstruction of Kentucky 146 to Lost Creek, keeping that project going another 1.5 miles. And also improving Kentucky 153 from 146 to US 42, which is from Sligo to just south of the I-71 interchange. Judge Bates, are you still comfortable with those 2 projects?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, any other discussion on it?
No, I'm happy to getting some help here, we definitely need it, we're having growth on that side of the county So we definitely need to get the road upgraded a little there.
Okay, well, we'll just move along to Shelby County next then. We got several people in attendance for Shelby. We got Ryan Libke's here. And Deputy Judge Park is here with us. I believe we have consensus on the first two highlighted projects, which was widening Kentucky 55X from 2 lanes to 5 lanes. That project did get the boost from the Highway District Office. So we'll have the opportunity there to coordinate boost and add 20 points to that. The second project is the 4 right turning lanes at the intersection of Kentucky 55X and Kentucky 43. And then for the third project, Ryan, I think you indicated that they might be able to get that improvement done by a private developer.
Well, I think as we get development at that interchange, especially in that Windhurst where the Bojangles, Burger King, Tractor Supply, all that, when it develops, we could probably get that turn lane as part of a project, development project. Years and years ago, I mean, talking back in the 90s, it was, or early 2000s, it was, the traffic study was done there. And at that point, it warranted a right turn lane. So I think that's something that we could possibly get done with the development. We've got a quick trip on the other side of that intersection where all those storage buildings they sell them at, that is looking to redevelop that whole site into a large fuel center. And so they're gonna have to rebuild Old Brunerstown Road on the other side anyways. And most likely that intersection will have a lot of improvements with turn lanes and things just from that project. So it's possible we can get that done. So I think, yes, we could not boost that project and look at that. As I stated in an email the other day to you, was looking at that Masonic Home, Frankfurt Road, US 60, adding that third lane. That's been a project on the books for almost 20 years that I've been here.
Yes, and that also got the Highway District Office boost, so we'd have an opportunity to coordinate boosts there as well. Deputy Judge Park, do you have any opinion on the third lane on US 60 to Masonic Home?
No, I'm with Ryan on that.
With Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like we have consensus on the 3 projects for Shelby County. Is there any other discussion on it?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We can move on to Spencer County. With Spencer County, there was some discussion about short-term rewards for spot improvements versus long-term rewards for the corridor improvements. And what the Highway District Office did for their boost is they did a little bit of both. They took a balanced approach. The Highway District Office boosted the first highlighted item, Kentucky 44 at Kentucky 1251 to the curve after Hunter's Trace Road. And then the western section of the blue highlight at the bottom, which is Kentucky 155. It's a shared project between Jefferson County and Spencer County. Of this 6.25 miles, I think about 4 miles are in Jefferson County and 2.25 are in Spencer. So it's mostly in Jefferson County. But when I was in the working group for Jefferson County, they did not boost that project, but the district office did. So we have opportunity to coordinate boosts there with those 2 projects. But we have Judge Travis here, and I think also Magistrate Travis is on Zoom.
Yeah, he is.
So we have I'll open it up for discussion here.
Hey, Jim, I know Jim and I had some conversations yesterday about different projects and yeah, definitely anything out on 155, which or 55 and 155, which is these 2 at the bottom, is definitely necessary. Yeah, we don't have the opportunity to boost more, do we? We just.
No, and there was a planning study on 155. Even though the score was a little bit higher on the eastern section, the planning study recommended the western section that goes into Jefferson County first. So I have a feeling that would be, and that's the only one that got the district office boost, was just the western section.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to coordinate boosts there, you would just do the western section first, and then hopefully next go around, maybe we'll get the eastern section.
I mean, I'm okay with how they're currently boosted, because I know discussions have been put into place to come to these conclusions. So, I mean, I'm okay with these. I know Jim's up there.
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, we're good. Thank you.
Okay, so good, we got consensus on Spencer County. Trumbull County, Judge Ogburn called and said he's running late. The two highlighted projects, I see we have Mayor Robinson from City of Bedford with us on Zoom.
Yes,
I know spoke with you on the phone about your priority for the pedestrian facilities on US 421 from Cutshaw Lane to Bedford Elementary School.
Yep.
Okay, and that's
Yeah, I mean, we've had so much issues out there. Not only the schools, but we did have a dollar store right here in the middle of the town, or right behind that dollar store is an assisted living facility. A lot of the people that live in this assisted living facility are in the motorized wheelchairs. Well, when it was right here in town, it was right behind the dollar store. Well, the dollar store moved out by the high school. So now the only way they have access to get to the dollar store to get their everyday necessities, they're having to drive their wheelchairs down the road. We are getting complaints from people that they're blocking roads. They almost been hit. And that's just for the dollar store. We got people calling, complaining because people are walking through their yards to get to the dollar store, or the kids getting to school because there's no safe access out there to them. Back when I was in school, we had a boy hit on that road, walking the edge of the road, and he spent almost 2 years on a walker because it really messed him up bad, almost killed him. We had about 8 or 9 years ago, we had a little girl that was killed on that road because no sidewalk. They were walking the edge of the road and she was hit by a car. And I have tried, I've been in here for, this make my 5th year in office. I have tried to work with TAP program. I have talked with Tad Long from DLG. I have talked to our representatives and everybody. I've talked to about the Safe Roads to School program. Everybody keeps saying, well, there's no money for that program right now. There's no money. There's no money. So it just keeps getting shoved down the road, and we need to get something done because it's bad on the elderly that's in that assisted living facility, because now they can't get through everyday necessities that they need. And I sit out there and watch kids walk up and down through there all the time in people's yards. Well, then everybody's complaining because the kids are in their yard, but they can't walk on the road because they'll get hit by cars. So I would really love to try to get some kind of help to get this sidewalk through there so we can solve this problem.
Well, thank you, Mayor Robinson, for speaking up for your citizens there. I believe Judge Ogburn's in agreement on that project. And then the second highlighted project also received a district office boost for improving Kentucky 36 from US 421 to 250 feet east of School Hollow Road in Milton. We don't have Judge Ogburn here, but I think he will be here before the end of the meeting. So we can, if there's any more discussion on this, maybe we'll wait for the action until Judge Ogburn can participate, if that would work, Mr. Chair.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Next item, Department of Transportation, Equitable Transportation Community Explorer.
Okay. The U.S. Department of Transportation Equitable Transportation Community Explorer is an interactive web tool, and it helps us identify the challenges that our communities are facing. The data can be viewed by census tract or by county. The data set we have today is the 4 RTC counties together, which is over 91,000 residents. The data is grouped into 5 categories. The first is climate and disaster risk burden, which we spoke earlier today about the flooding. This region has a relatively high burden for annualized disaster losses at 68th percentile. We also have for environmental burden, we're at the 66th percentile for ozone. Ozone causes adverse respiratory effects and is formed from industrial pollution and tailpipe emissions. For health vulnerability, we actually have some pretty good statistics there. The only above, the national average is cancer prevalence. We're in the 52nd percentile. And for social vulnerability, our biggest challenge there is our uninsured population. We're in the 58th percentile for uninsured persons. For transportation insecurity, we have a relatively higher burden with transportation access at the 61st percentile. This includes longer than average commute times and also limited access to personal vehicles. All right, and that concludes my report on the Equitable Transportation Community Explorer. If there's any questions.
The insurance, is that health insurance?
I believe so. I believe that's health insurance.
Yeah, I had a meeting this last week, I think, with my local health department. Well, actually, we're in a district. Shelby, Spencer, Henry, and Trimble are all in the North Central District Health Department. And well, I had the powers that be in the office. And she has said more than once that we're like 92% insured. Say they don't see a lot of patients in our local health department because of that reason. And I wondered, of course, I don't know, these numbers reflect all 4 counties.
Yes, it's all 4 counties
It's dragging
combined.
you down.
Well, I don't know.
They're,
I don't know.
you can go individually on the website to look at an individual county if you're interested in seeing the stats just for the one
Okay.
county. So it's a fairly easy to use website. And if you just Google for the name of it, it'll pop up. The link is too long for anyone to type in, of course.
I'm guessing these charts and things are very current, I would guess.
Yes, it should be using
2020 census.
okay.
What's some examples to maybe help us out where we could benefit from this information moving forward with decision making?
Well, just being aware of course, you spoke about FEMA and the available resources from them, and being able to share that with your fellow judges was valuable today. The ozone, that's something that's improving over time. But the federal government is probably going to lower the standard of what is acceptable. And that will put more regions, we're near the border of attainment for it right now. That's probably going to push us back up against the new limit when that drops down. So it's something that is better than it used to be, but still could be improved with less emissions and less pollution.
I'd say too, we can use them for grant application as well.
Okay.
Kind of tell the story as to why we're.
Yeah.
Certain
I got
projects
you.
and things like that.
Thanks for that. Any other discussion on this Equitable Transportation Community Explorer? All right, number 7, we have under other business. Every commute counts and station.
Yes, in the Every Commute Count programs is continuing to add van pools. They recently added a new route between Louisville and Lexington, which is great. I also have there's a planning study that's been started to look at a new interchange on Interstate 64. It would be located either in Eastern Jefferson County or Western Shelby County between the Gene Snyder Freeway and the Simpsonville exit. There's public meetings scheduled for the evenings of August 28th and August 31st, which we had a handout in the room here, but that's not in the packet. But if anyone on Zoom wants information about those public meetings, I'd be happy to email them the details. In the Safe Streets and Roads for All program, KIPTAS selected a consultant. It's gonna be a team with HDR and Palmer Engineering. The contract is still being finalized, but when complete, we would think about 12 to 18 months for the counties to receive individual action plans. And the next RTC meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, November the 14th at 10 a.m. at the Shelbyville Conference Center. So that's changing it up a little bit when we're taking our show on the road in November. And I see Judge Ogburn's joined us. Would we like to revisit the Trimble County projects?
Yeah, we can. We held off on both times. Right here.
Should have put Scott's in place. Say you roll with me. Then the one's a problem.
Yeah.
So
Let's get that replaced.
We're trying. One block at a time.
I understand.
So Judge Ogburn, Mayor Robinson spoke in favor of the pedestrian facilities on US 421 to Bedford Elementary School. And then the other highlighted project we have, I believe the first time I spoke with you, I didn't have the boosts from the district, but then we got the boost from the district. And that second highlighted project received a boost from the district office, which is improving Kentucky 36 in Milton. So if we were to boost that, we would be coordinating and that would get that score over 50.
I like that idea.
Okay,
It's needed.
all right, and is there any more? I didn't know if there was any more discussion on the shift projects.
Well, the only other thing I want to say is that about the sidewalk out to the school, the state is getting ready to start a big project out there for turn lanes at the school. So I didn't know if this could be put in with that or how long this is going to take, or since they're already going to be out there working.
Well, there's currently no funding for the sidewalk, the new project at all. And we're moving toward adding those turning lanes here fairly soon, so. If we were to add the sidewalk, it would hold up that turning lane project probably a couple of years, assuming we got money. So our position, we're gonna go ahead with the turning.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's
Okay, I was just asking.
No, you're right. It would be great if we could do it together.
Don't need to slow down progress, so.
Same thing in Shelby.
Yes.
On the sidewalk there.
Okay, we've covered all four of our projects, of the boost projects for the shift program. So I'll entertain a motion to accept the shift programs that we discussed today for the boost.
So moved.
All right, have a motion by Judge Bates, second by Deputy Judge Park. Boosting these projects, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Right, these safe streets and roads, programs, do they run continual or do they have sign up periods and then they're over? Cause I was thinking, I mean, we have a sidewalk project, and he has a sidewalk project. I know I was on a Zoom meeting where this was discussed earlier in the year. But I mean, is this something that comes around or is it a continuous program?
There are periodic calls for projects.
It's federally, it's a 5-year window. And we're already, I believe, in year 2 of that. So it's not going to be indefinite. These action plans are probably going to be your best shot. After you get the action plan, you would apply for an implementation grant. And that implementation grant would be to actually break ground and get the work done.
And that's through that grant program. There are a lot of other funding sources that we might be able to get into.
All right, well, thank you. I know KIPT is very beneficial. I'm discovering how beneficial you guys are as far as helping us get into these opportunities for funding. So, very appreciative of that. So anyway, well, thank you for that. Anything else? Of course, again, our next meeting, November 14th over at Shipleyville. And, so we'll be looking for some email and correspondence for that. Is there anything else to come before our meeting today? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. So, I have a motion by Judge Bates, second by Judge Ogden to adjourn. Any, well, no discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you all. Thanks everyone on Zoom.
Thank you.